Hi. I know lighting's crappy, but anyways, we'll deal with it. One day. Does this have a? I wore this out today. I didn't realize that. Look at this. Look at this. I didn't realize that was coming apart. Oh my God! I'm coming about at the seams. Oh my Lord! Feeling crazy today. Well, we just entered into Virgo season official. Well, last night we did. So yeah, we're in Virgo season. I think the Leo season was kind of odd, but I mean, Jupiter retrograde. Jupiter's been retrograding over the summer for a few years now, and that just sort of adds some other cray stuff. But yeah, and we're heading into a full moon. You got Mars. I mean, for you, little Lexi, you got Mars in Gemini, and Mercury squaring Pluto. Mercury squaring Pluto. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that's happening right now, and especially as you know, with Uranus going retrograde and stuff, we're hitting some really dark phases. The dark phase of the moon's going into the balsamic phase, which it does before. It's the darkest part, and then the new moon, and then the new moon means the new moon is being birthed. It's coming out, right? So there's a lot unfolding for us. We're in some, I mean, yeah, we're in some craziness, man. There's some crazy unfoldings for us, and I think people are starting to see things. I mean, people are starting to really take a look around and say, hey, okay, things aren't as normal as they want them to be, or they're realizing that, oh my God, life is getting really crazy. And it's finding that direction for yourself, like for what you need. Virgo is the harvest season. It's starting to bring in the harvest. Look at the harvest. This shifting, there's flows towards transformation. We have Mars and Gemini shaking our foundation. And we're going to see that foundation really get shooken up. Shake it up, baby. So that foundation is really, people are going to be feeling it. And with that opposition to Neptune, disillusion. I've mentioned shattered reality. I mentioned that things are going to be duct taped together. I've mentioned, before that things are going to feel all over the place. And this is where, when with Neptune coming in too, is what kind of illusions are there? What kind of illusions are you falling into? And, this has taken us into a journey of unknown territory for us. I mean, especially with Mars being fully retrograde in Gemini. I mean, that's taken us into territory that we haven't been in and we haven't lived in. And we've had Mars in Gemini. Mars was in Gemini in March of 2021, but it wasn't retrograde. And then we had Mars going, I think last time retrograde in Gemini, but it wasn't fully retrograde. It wasn't in that whole sign for the whole time. That makes a huge difference when a planet retrogrades fully into a sign, not going back and forth, right? It just gives you this sort of emphasis of what that sign means. So when you get into Gemini, because this is like a lot of mercurial energies coming forward, because we have Mercury in Virgo, and it'll retrograde, start in Libra, and then come back. That's those world points it's going to be hitting. We're going to be feeling, a lot to do with our brain, our ego. Our ego is going to be a huge one. And this is where, sometimes I want to say to spiritual, fuck the spiritual community, because some people out there, oh my God, that's taking me down another road. Oh, here I go. Down the road of beautiful spiritual people who are fucked up. I'm not saying I'm the perfect person, but I try and follow with what I say. One of the things, we'll get back to Mercury and going down the road, is one thing is, when I think I did a market just near the end of the pandemic, and I was amazed at how many lovely little pagans out there that followed and jumped on the bandwagon with the narrative. I was actually lots of rabbit holes lately. I was actually amazed, because okay, again, this is my naiveness. Same with I had it with the church. This is my belief. You believe in something, you follow it through, right? So you have a belief in a practice within the church. And you believe that, when you go to church on Sunday, it doesn't end on Sunday. It's every day. You bring forth that sacrament with you with whatever you do, say, or be. So you bring in the sacrament of Jesus Christ into whatever you do, be. You bring in that holiness, that, what it is. And the reconciliation is the understanding that we're not perfect, that we do fall, and we do have times that we do fall. But when you get up there and then you pronounce that you're preaching this, and yet you're not following the words of what you're preaching or what you're doing, then I kind of I find fault. I find fault. And that's the same with the spiritual community. It's like there must be something, you're feeling bad. Well, there must be something wrong with you. Are you analyzing your feelings? Some days you just feel bad. And then they, follow your intuition, follow your gut, follow this, follow that. And, they know that the governments have led them wrong many times before in the past, and witch trials and everything else. Yet here they go. They jump on the wagon. I mean, this is where, getting into that energy, getting into, where we are now, where a lot of people are back on that wagon. They don't want to let go of that wagon. They want to keep on that narrative, because the thing is that, this is where this is the thought that for some reason, the powers that be are going to take care of me. I mean, that's why they dole out money. That's why they gave all Albertans a bunch of money. They're going to be giving Saskatchewan a bunch of money. It's to keep you close, right? Keep you happy. If I give $500 to each person, man, that'd be for me and my husband. That's $1,000, right? Or, if I have kids living with me, well, how much money is that for each of the kids? So let's keep you close, right? But we're not going to tell you what that's going to do with the inflationary that's going to hit you. That $1,000 is going to be nothing. It's going to be nothing. Same with what they did in Alberta here. That $400 that they gave for people it's not really anything, right? This is where coming back to the truth, coming back to your substance, coming back to your anchor, your boundaries are so important, having those boundaries. This is, taking that journey of the unknown. And with Uranus, has been backing us for this for some time, but this is, self-created destiny. That's what it involves. It involves you to go onto your destiny, onto your road, and not get lost, right? Only ones that can vote get it, 18 and but still, okay, 18 and older, so they're going for the adults. I mean, even when they did serve, it causes inflation. That's what it does. It causes inflation. It causes problems with our resources, with everything. And that's where people don't get it. They don't get it. And, for a long time, I didn't get it either. I thought, oh, whatever. And it's like, no, it's not whatever. This is making our economy, our society fall. This is putting a wrench in everything that, okay, then if I give you this, then you won't notice what I'm doing over here, kind of thing. And it's like, in Europe and stuff like that, in England, it's like, okay, I'll give you guys go over here, I'll lock you down and give you a little bit of substance over here, but don't look over here because I'm partying my face off. And I don't believe any of the narrative. And you feel like there's no recourse, but the recourse will come upon these people in some form. But anyways, I digress. This is where, when it comes to our destiny, coming to, knowing the universe has your back and going towards what is your true. This is your true calling, and we can call in call in this beautiful energy, call in the divine, call in Michael, call in your angels in that. And doing things differently, shifting through the patterns and doing things differently, and belief systems. This is the swiftest way to let fresh magic into our lives, is that we got to look at things differently and do things differently. And this Virgo season is truly arrived. It's encouraging our soul inventory. It's getting us to look at things in new ways. That Mercury coming to the end of Virgo, and then we have Mars in Gemini. I mean, this is going to bring in huge disruptions. It's going to bring in a lot of disagreements and levels of scrutiny, because people, overthinking, the mind, everything coming in, and resistance. People being resistance to the light or to the brightness that's going to come in. And it's, I mean, I'm thinking, Steve and I were talking, and the young woman who got blown up took her dad's car, in Russia. I said, that is the same thing that happened to the Archduke. Well, not the same, but I mean, when they assassinated the Archduke in World War I, I'm just like, whoa, that's a parallel. I was, there's something crazy that was going to happen. Well, that's one of the crazy things that are happening. We're not hearing and seeing a lot of the nuttiness that's happening over in Europe. In France, they're talking about the next booster and making sure that people have the next booster over there, but they're not able to get the booster there, I think, thank God. But, some people are freaking out about it. Some are freaking out about it with the, because they're lost in that narrative, right? They're lost in the narrative, and they're not seeing the truth of what's unfolding. And it a lot of times it doesn't, you don't realize it till it hits you in the face. And that comes in with, when I talk about food and I talk about shortages, it doesn't mean anything until it's not there. And that's the whole thing. And we have a lot with Venus coming in with Sirius squaring Saturn, little Mr. Stuffy, stubbornness, old ways, and also coming into a square to unpredictable Uranus. And Uranus wins in the end, but it's a lot of cosmic dust that's being raised right now with relationships, with old ways, old ideas and thoughts that come forward with this. And we have to go in and decipher this for our own selves. And sometimes it can bring us some angst, but it's going to be really testing us at our roots on the path that we want to take, and look at that we are leveling up. This is a leveling up with energies, a leveling up in where we feel as individuals, as families, need to start to go. And as I say that, changes, as I've been telling people, changes are happening within my world. I got the position. I was asked if I wanted it. And I said, I'm going at this very nonchalantly, because I said, sure, why not? And I got it. So I got the full-time position in Save on Foods for Starbucks. So I'm in charge of the scheduling and the ordering and things like that. So this is my position that I'm in, and I'm really, actually, I'm looking forward to it. I will be working Monday through Friday. It'll be early mornings till afternoon, some Saturdays, but my direction is changing. And I'm really looking forward to this new direction, because for the longest time I've been feeling with my own business, which will still be there, I'll still be doing it, that a new direction had to come in. I had to get something fresh in here. So I need to really look into a fresh direction. And it seems I always go back to working, end up in some place with Starbucks. So it's familiar. It's familiar to me. And I enjoy it, and I enjoy talking to the people. Definitely. Oh, I got pay raise, definite pay raise, and I got full benefits, dental, medical, eye care. There's other things that come with the benefits too. There's retirement plan, everything, 2 weeks paid vacation. So, and yeah, so it's nice. So I got it's a huge jump, for what I'm, and I'm just going to go with it. But it's it's right now, it's the supposedly looking like the steadiness of it all, and going with the flow of it. And that's going to be important for myself and the direction of where I'm going to go. So things that I will be doing lots of, thank you very much. Things I'll be doing lots of, definitely the new moon and full moon readings. So I just finished them off today, anybody. So you should have gotten your new moon reading. If you want to order one, definitely let me know. So doing that, and the 3-card mini readings, doing things like that. I don't think so. Steve's asking, I'm talking here, and I don't know. So there's a lot of changes that are happening, focusing on different types of readings for people, and maybe doing a 30-minute astrology reading for people as well. So these types of things, these are the types of things, keeping it fun, keeping it light, keeping it, informative for everybody. My meditations will be changing. Yes, they're going to be on weekends. I was going to do a Saturday night one, so I might be doing a Saturday morning, Saturday night one. It'll be all included for the ones, but just in the direction of the meditations, and probably doing after September. I think as I go into October, I see a change within the types of meditations and stuff I'll be doing, and how I will be doing them. So this is just embracing this new alignment that's coming in, and releasing any negative thoughts or destructive patterns or habits that are blocking my flow. And, in doing that, this is to let go through our lives. And because I wrote here, like, with a fine fairy comb, and bolster our well-being and our self-care. And that's the most important thing. If my business was doing the way that I think it should have been doing by now, I probably wouldn't have gone back to Starbucks. But that means it's a lot of things. I probably, when it comes to doing a business like this, you have to do a lot of promotions. You have to do a lot of marketing and stuff, and building some form of platform in order to host your products and everything else. And for me, it was just always sort of, something was always seeming to to miss in order to do that. And so I thought, you know what? I would rather do this part time, enjoy it, instead of getting to a point where I'm burnt out and not enjoying it. And that's where it was heading. I was heading to burnout town with my business because of the hustle and trying to make ends meet, trying to make sure, all the T's were crossed, dots were crossed. It was just, it was a lot. And I think since 2017, trying to keep it all together and keep everything going has been the biggest challenge. And one of my, having a little chat with my guides, one of my little guides, we're saying, well, there's nothing wrong with going back. I kept on getting, there's nothing wrong with going back to work. That's why I started at Save on Foods. And, do something easy. And that's what I did. I did something easy. Doing personal shopper and e-com, it is easy. It's amazing how I know where everything is in the store now. But it was something I didn't want to take on with responsibility, right? I just go and I do it and I leave. And that's the way I was doing it. And then talking to a few people, of course, my Starbucks comes out, and along with everything else comes out. And it's amazing how everything's just evolved, and the doors opened and I walked through the doors. And that's the thing. It's like, maybe it's not, sometimes when the doors open, you're thinking, oh, do I really want to do it? Do I not want to do it? But I've been always the one that says, no, I'm going to go do it. I'm going to walk through these doors, right? I'm not going to sit back. Too much, and go through it. Maybe you shop too much. You better be careful with Venus in Leo right now, because Venus loves money and loves to shop. She's a queen in the king's house, so she wants to be treated like royalty. That's what I find when I see somebody born with Venus in Leo. It's like, whoa, you really want to be treated like a queen. And if you're not going to marry any poor ass boy, because if you do, you're not going to be very happy. That's for sure. With Venus in Leo. I'm just saying, it's just true. Or even, with having a Taurus moon, like people with Taurus moons, it's, they're bougie. Taurus people are bougie. They want the nice things. They want the fine things. They might not, they may not like me saying that, but they're going to make sure if they have something, they're going to drive something nice. They're not going to drive a shit ass car, right? And they want things a certain way. When you have planets in Taurus, they want it a certain way. That's the way Taurus is. And they don't move fast. They don't move fast at all, right? I don't have any Taurus in me, like Taurus energy. That's except for what's transiting right now. Taurus people are very interesting. They usually they don't mind Scorpios, but Scorpios can be a little bit harsh for them. Because we're opposite, right? We're opposite sides of the street. So it's like you're opposites. It's like Leos and Aquariuses. They might not, because Aquariuses come across as know-it-alls, and Leos are the king. This is my territory. Why are you telling me what to do? And Aquariuses don't give a shit, and they're just going to tell you anyways. That's what they do. And they will go toe to toe with you. That's a lot of times that's what Aquariuses will do. But, for myself, it was really taking a look at a lot of things that, that was getting me, and that South Node coming into Scorpio was like, man, I do not need to go down a dark hole, which I can go down very easily. And I don't need to go down to anything that's going to get me unwell. So I really had to look at and ask for guidance and allow for that guidance to come in and guide me. Not sure exactly where it was going to guide me, but knowing that it will take me to a place that is better. And that's what I did. And wanting to make my business, the Guru Mama, a place that, yeah, come on in, get a reading, let's chat, let's, and enjoy it. That's the thing. Getting back and enjoying it is the main part, right? Because I thoroughly enjoy helping people, but when you get to a place where it's just like, oh, this is so heavy, this is so much, you don't enjoy it anymore. It's where it's like, oh yeah, I better do this because I need to pay rent, or I better do this because, the lights are going to be disconnected, kind of shit. It got very daunting, and especially when it's like other aspects come into the play too, where it's great if Steve was still working full time doing his thing, maybe, but now it's like, okay, things are changed. We're in a great place. I'm not sure how long. Yeah, we'll stay the year here, obviously, because we got a lease, but I think we miss having our own home, without somebody walking upstairs kind of thing and listening to their bullshit upstairs at times. That's the big challenge for us. But we love the idea of our small little space. So I think this is just getting us to whatever our next step is, or wherever that next place is going to take us, and we're just going to leave that up to God and the directions. And that's partially our journey of what we have to do. And I think it's a hard journey because we're two people that have come together that have to have faith. We're two people that have come together that whatever we do, wherever we go, we have to have faith in what we do. And know that the universe always has our back. It may not be the ego idea of what we think it should be, but this is where we have to put that trust and faith into it. Plus, this is also going to be giving Steve time, like he's going to be taking care of Mateus, right? And picking Mateus up at school. And this is also going to give him a chance that if he has to take him to school, he can drop me off and go and take Mateus to school. So there's so many advantages to this, where my daughter was freaking, this is what my kids hate about me. She was freaking out. She's like, what are we going to do about Mateus in this, because Sam, her significant other, is going to Germany for 5 to 6 months to play basketball. Congrats on him, man. Whew. And I'm not even going to go into Germany and the shit that's going down there. But anyways, I mean, he's there with his coach. He's being set up. So that's awesome. But that's the whole thing is, she was, how am I going to get him to school? What happens if I start early at 8:00? And so she's all, freaking out about all this stuff. And I'm just like, don't freak out. I said, well, just let's wait and see, how things unfold, and, and we'll work through it. That's the way I do. That's Scorpio's way. Let's wait and see. Let's not jump the gun right now. If my river is not going down that way, I'm going to find another pathway. And sometimes that pathway might be through the fucking jungle. That's what I do. I go through the jungle and I'll cut down the trees. I'll cut down and make my pathway. If that other road isn't there, that's, if I see a road that's heavily treaded and a lot of people are going down, like, why are they going down? What's down there? Do I want to go down there? Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to go down this dirt road. And trust that, God's going to have my back. That's how I do it, right? Other people are like, what the fuck? I couldn't do that. Oh my God, how could you do that? And it's, I'm going to, oh God, I'm going to be 59 this year. And I thought, you know what? I would love to have a party for my 59th birthday. Not my 60th, because that's starting into the new decade, but to celebrate the last 10 years of my life, the last 59 years of my life, because I never thought I'd be where I am now. And it's pretty special, I think. I may not be living in my beach house, not yet, with the crashing of the waves of the Pacific Ocean. Wouldn't be the Atlantic Ocean. I'm sorry, people. It would be the Pacific Ocean. I'm definitely a Lemurian, not an Atlantean. Going and listening to that. That's I think where our next journey is going to take us, for Steve and I, and that's going to pertain to when Mateus gets a little older. Yes, I'll let you know a little secret there. So that's what I'm projecting out, is that our next step is to be by the Pacific Ocean. It's to be by the ocean, or by a real lake, not a fake lake, nothing in Saskatchewan, nothing in Manitoba. God bless you guys, I love you all, but it wouldn't be over there. It wouldn't be over there. And who knows, it might be, if the revolution comes to the States and it gets all split up, might be able to go down there very easily and set up a homestead on the coast of California. Who knows? Never know. There's a lot of places there that you could go, that are very cool. You never know. Or even go down to Mexico. Maybe Mexico is going to be the new place to be, where change is going to happen. Never know. This is a world that's bringing in so many changes, so many twists and turns, that we are on a path of the next level of looking at our next level of security. What is your next level of security? And, Saturn is, as he squares this unpredictable Uranus, this could take you to places you never thought you'd go. Who knows? Move up in the company, get a transfer to BC. Open the doorways. Never know. So opening new doorways, opening new ways, giving yourself the superpower that you have, and take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take those times to make sure that you pamper yourself in new ways, and the ways that you'd like to be pampered. So, and take these moments. We're heading, change is here. The change is here. There was a time I said, the past, it's done. The doors are closed. This is where, if the road that you are taking right now, especially with this new moon, is the road that's going to bring you the opportunities. So if you're not feeling the road that you're on, figure it out. Because this new moon is the projection for the next few months. And with Uranus is going to be retrograde until January. Yeah, baby. And Mars is going to be retrograde till March, and that's when Pluto's going into Aquarius. That's where I'm going to just say bless me and not say the other word, because that's crazy land, man. That is really crazy land. That, if you go back to 1777 is when Pluto was in Aquarius last. Oh my God. So these are the cards. I'm shuffling. These cards just flew out. So we have, this flew up upright. It's the Lover's card. Ooh, and the Family card. 10 of Cups. Beautiful cards. So this is the change. What is the change in that you want? Are you taking that time to do your cosmic, clean out and dusting up and checkup? Are you doing your cosmic cleaning? And the angel for this is Shamuel. Of course it's Shamuel. Shamuel is the he's the one who lights your way. He's the one who shows you your way. And Shamuel is an angel of comfort. You know, he comforted Adam and Eve after they were expelled from the garden. He's primarily known to help people have a peaceful relationship with one another and have a peaceful relationship with yourself. You know, Shamuel is a beautiful angel of bringing forth the transformation and changes. And may you gain a greater understanding of our personal values by examining the choices you have made. Examine those choices that you've made. Examine the things that you need to look at, and finding harmony with what you're doing. Finding harmony in the duality, seeing yourself in others. You know, this will bring in the harmony and the joy that you're looking for in a world that is crazy fucked up. You know, I'm not that. What happened in Russia is like, I'm going to step away and just bless that situation. And bless, you know, we have what? It's not the chancellor. Is it the chancellor of Germany here? So we got that German guy here talking to our lovely little PM. And they're talking about doing something in Saskatchewan or something, I believe, if I'm right. You know, on the pipeline, on engineering something. But I'm just like, yeah, okay, we'll see how that goes. There's still some craziness. I feel our prime minister is he has his hands in too many pots, and he's going to get some hands cut off. Anyways, I just went on another little tangent there. That's just what I saw. His hands are in too many pots. He's trying to grease the palm, trying to grease his palm in too many ways, and it's going to come back and backfire on him in some way. And of course, we are the ones who are going to pay for it in some ways. So this, I mean, you know, within that crazy chaos, this is where we look at what are we creating for ourselves? How are we creating that of, you know, the things that are going to bring in our calling. We can rock our energy from inside out. Like, what are we doing to jazzercise ourselves? That's what I got, jazzercise ourselves. And of course, we have the Ace of Cups. Of course, you know, this is where the angels, you know, they're just touching, they're just bringing in that beautiful energy of water. And as seen here, the light of the water suggests daybreak. So we have daybreak that's coming in. And, you know, there is going to be overflowing of emotions. You know, we have all this Gemini, all this Mercury energy with, you know, Gemini and with Virgo. And, you know, those are two signs that don't really like to process their feelings. God bless them. So we have all this overrunning of emotions that's going to be coming in and coming into our intuition, coming into our strength of our intuition, and allowing ourselves to really express ourselves the way that we need to express ourselves with our loving, caring selves, you know, and how we are doing that and bringing it down to the basics. Here comes the King of Pentacles. He's the guy with the Midas touch. He's saying, yeah, we're going to bring in the relationships and the love that we need, but we're going to bring in that strong foundation. In comes that North Node in Taurus with Uranus is saying we got to bring in the strong foundation. We got to bring in the new foundation that we want, that's going to bring in the safety and security that we're looking for. And look at that safety and security. And that's going to be very important over this next month and with these full moons. Before, you know, we go into Libra, but then we go right in, and then after Libra comes the Scorpio season, which is going to bring in the eclipses. And then Mars retrograde at the end of October in Scorpio season. So yeah, you know, this is looking into the swiftness to let fresh magic into our lives, and bringing in that new foundation that's going to bring us the safety and security that we're looking for. And that's what a lot of people are going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for that safety and security. But who is the safety and security in your life? It's you. And it's your God. It's not over there. It's not the government. It's not this over here or that over there. It's you. It's within you, and you're divine and you're God. That's why you follow your intuition and trust it. There you go. So definitely get a hold of me if you want a reading, or if you want there's actually, I got 8 spots up there. There's only a couple spots left for the one-on-ones. And then I think I have 2 spots left. I'm just going down to 2 spots if you're interested in it. And then that's it. So have a blessed one, everybody. Thank you for being a part of my community. Onwards and upwards. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you. And all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Massive changes coming in. And it might feel odd and might feel a little scratchy. It's like a little scratchy. So blessed be, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.